Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Let's begin the daily quiz for today with question number 1 on your screen. Consider the following statements with regards to section 69A of the IT Act of the year 2000. Number 1. It allows the center to issue blocking orders to social media intermediaries in the interest of sovereignty and integrity of India, defense of India, security of the state, so on and so forth. Second, blocking orders issued under the Act are usually confidential in nature. And third, any such request for blocking access must be based on reasons given in writing. Which of these given statements is or are correct about the section 69A of the IT Act? The correct answer here is D. All the three given statements about the section 69A of the IT Act are correct and are in the news specifically because the social media website Twitter has now gone to the High Court of Karnataka against the center government because the center government has been making a lot of requests to Twitter to ban and take down a lot of content on the website. This is why section 69A of the IT Act is in the news. This news is covered in the newspaper today in multiple parts. I'm just showing you one of those articles. It says that section 69A of the IT Act allows the center government to issue blocking orders to social media intermediaries in the interest of sovereignty, integrity of India, defense of India, security of the state, friendly relation with the foreign states, so on and so forth. Also, most of these orders are typically confidential in nature, so the government just makes this request directly to the social media platform rather than going with it to the media. Also, Twitter is unhappy with this because Twitter is saying that the government has been making unreasonable requests without giving any proper reasoning behind why exactly should the content or these accounts be blocked. In fact, Twitter has said that there has been a great increase in the number of blocking requests that it has received from the Indian government of late. And that is why this is covered in the news today. Next, question number 2. The Karakalpakstan, recently in the news, is a place in Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, or Kazakhstan. The correct answer here is B. This is a place in Uzbekistan and is in the news recently, unfortunately, because at least 18 people were killed and more than 240 people were wounded because of the government's crackdown on the protests in this province of Uzbekistan. Now, these protests have been broken out in the country in response to a plan of the government to restrict the region's long held autonomy. Like in many other nations, this region also has been demanding increased autonomy from the central government, and the central government of Uzbekistan does not really appreciate it. Now, this region specifically gets its name from the Karakalpak people, which is an ethnic minority having a population of close to 20 lakh. They consider themselves as a distinct cultural group, and their Turkic language is related to Kazakhstan and is one of the 7 languages of instruction in Uzbekistan's public schools. They say that they are much more commonly connected with the Kazakhs and the Kazakhstan as a country and not really Uzbeks. These people settled down near the river Amu Darya by the Aral Sea in the 18th century. This used to be an autonomous area in the Soviet Russian Federative Socialist Republic from 1917 to 1922. After that, it became a part of Uzbekistan. After Uzbekistan declared independence from the Soviet Union, this region was re-established as a Republic of Karakalpakstan. Since then, it has been recognized as an autonomous republic in Uzbekistan's constitution, but the region wants even more autonomy and believe that they have been feeling neglected. Third question. Consider the following statements with regards to the state ranking index for NFSA report. NFSA here stands for National Food Security Act. Number 1. Odisha was given the highest ranking in the recently released first ever edition of the index. Second, the report was prepared by Department of Food and Public Distribution. Third, the ranking parameters include focus on nutrition initiatives, coverage of the NFSA, targeting, etc. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is D. All the three given statements about this particular report are correct. The first ever edition of the National Food Security Act has just come out and all the statements are true about the same. This is a long article in the Indian Express today covering multiple news stories related to agriculture specifically in India. One of these news stories is this, that Odisha figures amongst the top states in implementing the National Food Security Act. The centre government has ranked Odisha at the top and Goa right at the bottom amongst the 20 general category states and union territories when it comes to implementation of the National Food Security Act. This index, published for the first time by the Food and Public Distribution Department, was unveiled by the Union Food Minister at a recently held conference. There are multiple parameters that the government has used to rank the states, which include coverage of the act, targeting of the individuals, implementation of all the provisions of the act, the delivery platforms which have been used to allocate food grains, last mile delivery, focus on nutrition, so on and so forth. Apart from Odisha, the other states to get good marks in this index include Uttar Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh as well. Also, there is a news that the central government is now urging the states to increase the sowing of rice. While on the other hand, states such as UP and Gujarat have asked for help from the central government for supplying more wheat under the National Food Security Act. Next, question number 4. Consider the following statements with regards to the Fields Medal. Number 1. The Fields Medal is awarded by the International Mathematical Union, an international non-governmental and not-profit scientific organization that aims to promote international cooperation in mathematics. Second, the Fields Medal is awarded every 4 years to one or more mathematicians under the age of 40 in recognition of outstanding mathematical achievement for existing work and for promise of future achievement. Third, no woman has ever won this medal. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is A. 1 and 2 are correct. The third statement is wrong because there have been a couple of women who have actually won this medal. In fact, the reason why we are discussing this is because Ukraine's Mariana Vyazkova has just become the second woman in the entire world to receive the Fields Medal. She is a professor at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne and is well known for proving higher dimensional equivalents of stacking of equal sized spheres. She is only the second woman ever to win this Fields Medal. Out of the 60 mathematicians who have won the Fields Medal before this year, 59 have been men. This award is given once in 4 years only and is considered as a Nobel Prize in mathematics. Next, we have a previous year question from 2021. With reference to palm oil, consider the following statements. Number 1. The palm oil tree is native to Southeast Asia. Second, the palm oil is a raw material for some industries producing lipstick and perfumes. Third, the palm oil can be used to produce biodiesel. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer over here is B. 2 and 3 are correct. The first statement is wrong because it is actually a native of West African nations. Yes, it is also grown in large quantity in Southeast Asia also now, but the production of palm oil originally started in West. From there, it was imported to Southeast Asian nations in the 19th century, and since then it has been flourishing in nations such as Indonesia, Malaysia, etc. because it flourishes in humid tropic conditions and gives a high yield when grown 10 degrees north and south of the equator. The second statement also is true. It is used as a raw material in multiple industries, not just lipstick and perfume, but also low grade laundry soap, etc. use palm oil fatty acids in them. And that is why it is used as a raw material in multiple industries. The third statement also is true. The palm sludge oil can be applied directly as a boiler fuel and raw material for biodiesel production and is being utilized in multiple nations across the world. Next, we have a fact of the day, and today we will be discussing about the Banni grasslands in Gujarat. The news is about the Gujarat Forest Department trying to restore 10,000 hectares of the Banni grasslands in the coming year, every year in the coming decade. The state government has set an optimistic target for itself. This also brings into notice the significance of the Banni grasslands. As you would know, Banni is the largest grassland of Asia, situated near the Great Ran of Kutch in Gujarat, as you can see here on this map. It is spread over 2,618 kilometers and accounts for about 45% of the pastures in Gujarat. There are two ecosystems, that is the wetlands and the grasslands, that are mixed side by side in Banni. Vegetation is very sparse and the area is highly dependent on rainfall, especially for its vegetation. It is also well known because of the tribal community that lives in the Banni area, which are called the Maldharis. They are the herdsmen community which inhabit this area. They are originally nomads, means they don't have a specific settled place where they live and they roam around. They came to be known as the Maldharis after settling in Junagadh. The literal meaning of Maldhari is keeper of the animal stock, which includes sheep, goats, cows, buffaloes, camels, etc. They are also found in large numbers in the Gir Forest National Park. This is it for today's daily quiz video. Thank you so much for watching.